Welcome to Essentials of Acute Care. I am Dr. Sunil Garg and today I am going to discuss shock part 3. In part 1 we discussed about definition and types of shock, while in part 2 we discussed about pathophysiology and various stages of shock. Here I am going to discuss when to suspect shock. Most clinical features in shock are neither sensitive nor specific, and if you compare the sensitivity and specificity is even poorer than the sensitivity. So it becomes all the more important to understand the shock in toto. Many of the clinical manifestations provide clues to the underlying etiology and primarily used to narrow the differential diagnosis so that the empiric therapy can be administered in a timely fashion. Hypotension is important finding of patient in shock and it occurs in the majority of the patients. Hypotension may be absolute, relative, orthostatic, and it may be profound, where it is vasopressor dependent. Patients in the early stages of the shock can be normotensive or hypertensive. So, hypotension does not have to be present for the diagnosis of the shock. It is very important to understand that hypotension is not the prerequisite for the diagnosis of the shock. Not every patient who has hypotension has shock, like patients with the chronic hypotension, drug-induced hypotension, autonomic dysfunction, vasovagal syncope, and patients with the peripheral vascular disease. In such patient, hypertension may be present, but patient may not be in shock. Tachycardia in shock is a compensatory mechanism and it is an important and early manifestation. It can be isolated or it can occur in association with hypotension, and if tachycardia occurs without hypotension, it usually happens in younger patients. Given the frequency of beta blocker use, awareness of concurrent medication is important to incorporate into the clinical assessment of suspected shock. It means if the patient does not develop tachycardia or if the tachycardia is not commensurate with the shock state, we should look for the cause. And beta blocker is one of them. Other important cause for the bradycardia or the tachycardia which is not commensurate with the shock state may be because of the neurogenic shock in appropriate setting. Tachypnea, like tachycardia, is an early compensatory mechanism in patients with the shock and metabolic acidosis. Specifically, it is a useful tool to identify patients at risk of clinical deterioration as its incorporation into the Q-SOFA score in emergency department suggests. Urinary output is one of the clinical windows to identify the shock state and oliguria is its manifestation. The important region of oliguria in shock state includes hypotension or decreased renal perfusion. Other contributing factors include shunting of renal blood flow to other vital organs, direct injury to kidney because of the medications, and intravascular volume depletion. Mental status change is another clinical window to identify the shock state, and it is a continuum that begins with agitation, it progresses to confusion or delirium, and ends in obtundation or coma. And reasons are the same. It is because of the poor perfusion of the brain, or other contributing factors include presence of metabolic encephalopathy. Cool skin in shock is an important manifestation and it is a compensatory mechanism like tachycardia and tachypnea. It occurs because of the peripheral vasoconstriction, and what peripheral vasoconstriction exactly does. Vasoconstriction redirects blood centrally to maintain the vital organ perfusion like coronary, cerebral, and the splanchnic perfusion. If the patient of shock has cyanotic and mottled appearance of the skin, it is a late and worrisome feature of shock and it signifies high mortality. The presence of the warm hyperemic skin does not ensure the absence of shock. It is important to understand if the patient has warm skin, it does not mean that patient does not have shock state. It can be present in early distributive shock and it can be present in patients with the terminal shock because of failure of compensatory vasoconstriction. The finding of metabolic acidosis is common finding in shock state and it occurs because of lactic acidosis. Though there are various reasons to high anion gap metabolic acidosis other than shock, but in general, the demonstration of high anion gap metabolic acidosis should always raise the clinical suspicion for the presence of shock. As discussed, metabolic acidosis is because of lactic acidosis, so lactate level is elevated. Elevated lactate level is not specific to shock state, and an elevated level is associated with the adverse outcome. So when you encounter any of these findings or constellation of findings, patient must be evaluated for identification of shock and its cause. Hope you like this video. If you have any feedback, suggestion or comments, please write down in the comment section box. Once again, thanks for watching this video.